Aloha judges, capstone mentors, department mentors, program coordinators, and interns. Mahalo nui loa for attending our presentation. Ohana Holu translates to resilient family in the Hawaiian language. In addressing the COVID-19 crisis in Hawaii, our team has embraced the opportunity to create a more resilient Hawaii out of the crisis. Next slide, please.
It's on the next slide.
Aloha, my name is Tiana Gonzalez and I'm the legal department intern. I just graduated from Kamehameha Kapalama and will be attending Stanford this fall. I am passionate about helping local families not only navigate these unprecedented times, but emerge out of the crisis stronger than ever.
Hi everyone, my name is Jamie Pagan. I'm a finance intern and I'm attending the University of Hawaii at Hilo. I am majoring in accounting, finance, and management and will graduate in fall 2021. I love to help people in need because it gives me a sense of accomplishment.
Hi, my name is Marika Augustin. I am the HR intern and I will be an incoming senior at UH Menard Schuyler College of Business, majoring in finance, international business, and human resource management.
During the duration of this project, we lacked both the technology department and marketing department intern. Despite the difficulty, our team has persevered and expanded our own skills to compensate for the background experiences we lacked in the team. Firstly, let's discuss the issue. The COVID-19 crisis has exposed underlying issues in the Hawaii economy, most prominently the over-reliance on certain sectors such as tourism, and the lack of differentiation in the economy to support the working class in times of crises. Now I'll turn to my teammate, Maribek.
Thank you. The coronavirus pandemic has severely impacted Hawaii's economy. Due to the health concerns of the virus, many Hawaii businesses were temporarily shut down. However, because of the lack of revenue coming into these businesses, business owners might have to permanently shut down. Additionally, many of Hawaii's residents have to file or have lost their jobs during the pandemic and have to file unemployment. An example of this event has been my dad. As a result of these difficult times, my parents had hard times paying our bills and expenses, which led us to participate in the food bank distribution. Because of these efforts, my family was able to survive the early stages of the pandemic until my dad was able to go back to work. Furthermore, Hawaii's tourism has significantly decreased in visitors coming to Hawaii. Now, my teammate Tiana will go over our proposal.
Now I'd like to share our proposal to help ease the negative impact of the COVID-19 crisis in Hawaii. Our goal is to connect the Hawaii community to the resources and information that can propel us to a more resilient and prosperous future. Our resource center will connect individuals to critical information and opportunities for short-term stabilization and long-term growth, elevating the collective ethic of the Hawaii community to a focus on longevity and resilience. Now let's address the method for achieving this goal. In approaching the COVID-19 crisis in Hawaii, our team understands that there is no one solution to alleviating the struggles facing our communities and promoting resiliency to mitigate the impacts of future crises. Therefore, we have developed a multifaceted, three-pronged approach to achieving immediate financial stabilization and long-term prosperity for Hawaii. On an immediate and individual level, we will provide education on the state of the COVID-19 crisis and what we can do now, connecting people to local, state, and federal resources to secure immediate financial relief. On the long-term and individual level, we will share how we as individuals can help build Hawaii's economy and provide financial education resources for all. On the long-term and collective level, we will collaborate with nonprofit organizations in Hawaii and provide action steps to build Hawaii's economy at a community level. The first pillar of our proposal includes critical information the community needs to know to navigate the crisis effectively. In this unprecedented situation, it is vital that the community understands the ever-changing laws mandated by federal, state, and local governments. Our resource center will include succinct and easily accessible summaries of the various emergency proclamations issued by Governor David Ige and types of legal protections during this crisis. The emergency proclamations information will be organized chronologically and include the main provisions of the law and a link to the official government document. Information on legal protections during the pandemic will be focused on housing, loans, healthcare, and special interests, such as programs run by the Department of Hawaiian Homelands and the Liliuokalani Trust for Native Hawaiians, ranging from the eviction moratorium to a 0% interest rate on federal student loans. This information is absolutely essential for the community to be aware of so they understand their rights among this oftentimes stressful and difficult time. Furthermore, the first step to Hawaii's stabilization requires the knowledge of financial relief options to be disseminated throughout the community. In this section of the project, our team elucidates on the various forms of financial relief on federal and state levels. Similar to the information on laws and legal protections, this information on forms of financial support is clearly summarized for the reader and followed up with links to applications and additional information. I'll now turn it over to my peer, Jamie.
COVID-19 has dramatically changed life in Hawaii. I'll be going over the second pillar regarding the financial tools that our team believes would be useful to the Hawaii community. The purpose of promoting financial literacy is to educate and prepare individuals in the Hawaii community. COVID-19 has created a financial void for many residents, and it is a good reason to prepare for the future. On our website, we plan to include financial tools, including financial calculators, apps, and suggested websites. The calculator will be built into the website with a brief explanation, and they can help people learn about their financial situation. The suggested app, such as Mint, makes personal finance easier for individuals by tracking spending and creating budgets. In order to provide relevant financial education for individuals, we will connect a variety of free programs to people seeking this information. All of the resources we provide are free to use for everyone. Even though we can't start today, we can learn how to save for tomorrow. Now, Marvick will discuss the third pillar of this approach.
The purpose of our resource center is to provide temporary relief. Turning to our third pillar, we envision our project helping Hawaii after the COVID-19 pandemic. In these uncertain times, Hawaii needs to save every dollar in our economy. The multiplier effect is the principle of using local money to support local businesses, and their money is able to continue to support other local businesses, thus circulating money in Hawaii. An example is how I bought masks from a local seller. The money that I gave her enables her to go to her local fabric store and buy locally produced fabric. Through buying local goods, we are able to keep Hawaii's money within our economy and allowing businesses to keep their doors open. Our resource center will educate people on the value of spending locally to make a more resilient Hawaii. The next topic is to keep Hawaii's talent within Hawaii. Our resource center will help Hawaii school systems build an alumni network. The alumni that have already established their careers can come and teach the next generation of leaders and innovators, thus fostering a student-mentor relationship and give them a reason to stay in Hawaii to teach the next generation. An example of this concept is how I chose UH Manoa. It's because of my mentor Mia, I was able to discover my passion for business and fall in love with the Charlotte College of Business. Mia has helped me find my passion at age 16, which allowed me to start my professional development early. Our website will include educational sections that includes the benefits of keeping local talent and allows Hawaii students to still connect with local professionals. As a result, the retention for local talent will increase. Currently, Hawaii is put all the resources in our tourism industry, and when our tourism decrease, that creates a ripple effect on Hawaii's employment. However, if Hawaii's youth is able to connect with local professionals, they are able to explore different career pathways and promote diversification, which enables Hawaii to direct our economic resources toward different industries and prevent us from putting all our eggs in one basket. My teammate Jamie will go over the website consideration.
Okay. Ohana Holu is different from other sites such as the State COVID-19 Center. It is different because we focus on the individual and community levels for bettering Hawaii's economy. The educational aspect of finance and Hawaii's sustainability is something that other resources do not provide. We would like to partner with other Hawaii-based nonprofit organizations organizations such as the Hawaii Community Foundation or the Family Program Hawaii to connect individuals with alternative resources that are available. Here's our budget. That shows an estimated total of how much it would cost to build an informational website. We have narrowed down the cost to a low-end and high-end starting budget. The range of the budget is from $20,000 to $49,000. Overall, we would want to start our website with a low budget because starting small will give us the data on how users are using the website. Using the data will expand the resources and information available from the government and other trustworthy sources. We would like to focus on expanding educational aspects of the website as well. This website is just not for COVID-19 because it has the potential to cover any events that come up in the Hawaii community after the pandemic has passed. It can also help individuals learn the importance of educational content to improve our quality life in Hawaii. Now I'll turn it over to my peer, Tiana.
Thank you. Now that we thoroughly outlined our mission, goals, and actions for this project, I'd like to wrap up the presentation. Connecting back to our initial vision, our team recognizes that there is no single solution to alleviating the struggles facing our community. Our three-pronged approach provides individuals with essential resources, tools to improve their financial literacy, and innovative ideas to promote resiliency in Hawaii. While COVID-19 has demanded a great deal of our energy and resources now, we must also look to the future and devise trailblazing strategies to mitigate the impact of future crises. We sincerely thank you for taking the time to watch our presentation and welcome any questions or feedback you may have.
Hi, this is Jason. So great job. I appreciate all the work and time you put into this. You know, one of the things that we're seeing is that, and actually, you know, I think their presentation is it goes beyond COVID. I think is very applicable for our most vulnerable populations. How do you expect, or how do you plan to promote this to those vulnerable populations, those that may be homeless, those that may have behavioral issues? You know, some of the people that would benefit most from the resources on your website are probably the ones with the least means to get there. How do you plan to reach them?
Thank you so much for your question. With this project in mind, we didn't have a specific demographic, as we said earlier. Everyone, or many people, have been impacted by COVID-19 in Hawaii, and we want to reach as many people as possible. So we understand that some individuals may have barriers to entry for digital platforms. So we would also like to provide non-digital ways to market this information out, whether that be through community centers like libraries and shelters, having informational flyers on this information. And we ultimately want to connect these individuals to resources that can benefit them.
This is Jackie. I have a question. So as you know, everything changes on it's like we say it's in dog years now. Every month is like 7 years practically. How do you propose keeping things up to date? For example, many of the nonprofit organizations are struggling, as well as businesses. So how do you propose keeping everything relevant and current?
I believe that we're able to look at all the newscast outlets and also the federal, like the CDC guideline, to see if there's any new updates. As for my portion, the HR portion, I noticed that there's a lot of new updates going on. So it really matters on us keeping track of the news outlets and seeing where we're able to improve on our information. Tiana, Jamie, do you have anything to
Also, I would like to add to that. One of our goals for our website overall is with new information coming, such as like there's new news articles coming out. What we would plan or envision our website to do is have a automatic content system. So every time there is a new information coming out, such as a news article or a guideline from the CDC, we would want to update that on our website. So by having an automatic content system, would be able to provide the users that's using our website with accurate and new information.
So you would rely on the nonprofit organizations who might be servicing these people to update their pieces if something changes for the services they provide?
No, I think what I was trying to say is basically we would kind of want a content manager system. So we would kind of want to talk to any IT person about like update where our website is updated every time there's new information out there. So we wouldn't really have to rely on nonprofit organizations.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Jody. I just want to commend you on the fact that you actually have legal disclaimers in there. I think that is very important to consider this because you are actually, again, putting out information that people could rely on very heavily that also has a financial component to it. So related to that, I know you mentioned including apps such as Mint within your website. And how would you go about vetting which apps you think would be the ones that are most beneficial, and also to ensure that the quality of these apps are substantial? Because there's so many ways malware can be propagated through fake apps and things. So I guess my question is, how would you the quality of the apps that you'll be promoting?
So, sorry, that was a really great question. So one thing we would probably ensure is just we would want to talk to other professionals, such as like financial experts, on their feedback on what kind of, with us using or recommending Credit Karma, we would want to talk to other professionals on how they would feel about providing this app to the viewer. And one thing we would want to do is like be able to provide the viewer, like if they wanted to download the app, to provide them the link and make sure that we would, with teaming up with the IT person, we'd want to make sure that that link that we're providing is legit, and it won't have we wouldn't have to interfere or have the problem of the apps if it's not reliable.
And adding on to my peer, Jamie, she has started working on building financial models in Excel. That way we don't need to rely on these third-person entities and organizations. And then connecting to the legal aspect, as the legal intern, I'd like to thank my mentor, Jennifer Yamanuha, who has helped me consider these legal aspects, because not many people understand that there are many considerations when it comes to these kinds of projects. So I would like to work closely with her to implement going forward and navigating how do we include these outside entities without coming into legal troubles.
Thank you. Appreciate all of your comments and thoughts.
Hi, this is Marie. I want to also commend you guys. It was great, especially since you were down a couple of team members and you all had to really work extra hard. I don't have a question. I just want to say how exciting the collaboration piece is, because as a person who sat on a lot of nonprofit boards and gone through a lot of AUW audits, they're always looking for ways to collaborate with other agencies so that you don't duplicate services. Also, depending upon your knowledge of the system and all of the nonprofits that are out there, the help that is out there, what a great place for somebody to come and be able to fully understand where they can get the help. So good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We have time for one more question.
I guess I'll jump in again. It's Chris. I'm curious. Jason made a really good point, which is that this is not just something that's necessary during COVID. And I think that one of the things that I hope happens from COVID is that we come up with long-term solutions to problems that may be accentuated right now, but are really always there. So let me ask you, how do you think this resource would change if COVID went away tomorrow? To what extent is it tailored to a COVID environment, and how would you see it surviving longer term if COVID went away?
I strongly believe all our resources are relevant even after COVID. Like for like keeping local talent in Hawaii through the alumni network. As you can see, like there's a lot of Hawaii high schools that don't have a mentor to guide them, so they're pretty much stuck in the middle of what they want to do in life. I know from experience that used to be my case until I met my mentor Mia. So that's how I was able to like find resources to further my pathway. And additionally, with the Jamie's financial calculator, it will allow people to be more money savvy and understand where our money is going, and also help side promote local businesses through the multiplier effect, which I think is really vital for us.
And adding on to that, we understand that this pandemic has been a wake-up call for many individuals who realize that our current economy lacks differentiation, and we need to have greater education within the community on ways that we can prevent future crises. So as we stated in our project, we have a multi-pronged approach to solving the COVID-related issue. We firstly want to help individuals stabilize economically and get the resources that they need. But once we move past the stabilization stage, we want to encourage individuals to think about how can we prevent this in the future as individuals working together as a collective. How can we prevent future crises, and how can we emerge out of this crisis stronger than ever?
Great, thank you.